and beyond!
Hello friends, my name is Coyote and welcome back to Infinity and Beyond. We are currently playing on .17.48. I've been asked in the Discord if I can actually mention that, and I'm going to make a habit of doing that. I guess like for archiving purposes it kind of does make sense that I do mention it. Alright, so last episode we were going ahead and we're building our flotation cells. We're still missing quite a bit on that, but I'd like to get a train going. I'd like to see, you know, like what our bottleneck is kind of going to be. Either way, we are missing some hydro plants, so we have to run back either way to grab those things. I also thought in the last episode I had like really exceeded the amount of time, because I am aiming for that 35-40 minute mark, but I managed to edit it down. So like I think that's what I'm going to do if ever I go over over the timer, and I'll just edit it down, and that way we'll be able to maintain some type of consistency. Alright, so first things first, we need to grab what's necessary for a train. In the meantime, it's going to... there are some in the storage. Not enough, though. Is it because there's not enough logistic bots? No. It's straight up just because there's only that many. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and turn this off. It's not even enough for one. Alrighty then. So let's... engines. I know I have them somewhere. Oh my god, copper's doing so bad. Engines, there we go. Oh, even better. There's like... wait. Iron armor is what I need. 2, 3... and some steel. And you know what? I should really start auto-trashing some of my wood, because I really don't need it. Now the real question is, where is this wood going? I think it's just going to this chest. No, it is going to this chest. No. Alright, well it's going to a storage chest. That's what I know. What I should start working on as well is getting some type of automation for these small electric power poles, because in the event that they do get destroyed, there's no way to actually spawn more in. Like we don't have it automated is what I'm getting at. So let's build something real quick over here. You're going to be that, and guess you need to be copper coil. And go in. You need like totally yellow, actually. I don't need to waste my time with these fast inserts. Alright, so a requester and a passive provider. Nope, second requester. So you request some of this, you request some wood, and then put it in the system, and we're going to connect you via the logistics to say, you know what, hey, when we have more than 50, chill. Does that work? Everything's on its way. Excellent. Alright, let's toss this out of the way as well, because my inventory has a tendency of getting pretty full pretty fast. We have 4 wagons. Alright. Was there anything else that we needed over there? We do have coverage now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have coverage. So we could just extend that and kind of request what we need that away. Alright, let's do this. I am really neglecting the military side of things, and I know it's gonna come and bite me in the ass at some point. I really need to get working on... well, damn, I don't even have it researched. Where is it? I need you. I need you, and I need... you. Which requires... rockets, and then requires explosive rockets, and then requires incendiary rockets. There we go. At least we're doing something productive with the science. I'm just like not willy-nilly going and teching random things just because. That's one of the things that used to kill me in multiplayer. People would just be actively like researching stuff just because like they want to keep it occupied. Like they'd be researching like shotgun shell damage and stuff. Like, come on now. Really? Really? And we're just flying through it too. It's like such cheap things to go through. Okay, well they're not. They're cheapish. They're cheapest for the infrastructure that we have. They're cheap at this point in the game. They'd be pretty expensive early on. Alright, so we need... We'll put the train down first, but we need to finish you up. And I think you're actually the last element to this. We're going to go ahead and add some leaching plants just as like a bypass. Because we need some way of processing our sulfur. But once this thing's done, we could just like, you know, paste it down a few more times. It's, oh, actually, hey. We might as well have the leaching plants higher up. Because I've built it in a stupid way. Also, I was looking at, like, when I was editing, I for the life of me, do not understand why I didn't just put this, like, one lower. So, like, this belt is the one that it picks off of. Sometimes, I confuse even myself. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do something real quick. Settings, interface. I had to enable this for one of the mods that I've been using on the stream, and it's getting on my nerves. So every time I select something, if I don't have it, it just goes into ghosting images. Which, I mean, could be... Actually, I'm not exactly sure when that would be useful. I guess maybe if you have... Like if you're building something big and you're just placing a bunch of blueprints everywhere. I guess it does have its uses. I just don't play in a way that it would ever be useful to me. Alright, one more here, and then let's just get you fed for the time being. Okay, and are my stations properly named? I think they are. So, okay. Well, I thought they were. So, get full cargo, and then come over here, and until you're empty. So, start. Go do your thing. One thing that we're really going to have to go do is get those stack. We're fine. Is going to go ahead and get those stack filter inserters over here. Or actually, just get stack inserters. Would be pretty cool too. All right, let's give it a second so this guy can actually come over here and see what's what. In the meantime, let's get some coverage going. I guess having a little bit of space between these setups isn't like the worst thing ever. Do you reach? Do you almost reach? Ah, that was so close. All right, that's fine. So we'll just replicate this on this side as well. There's no shame in having more roboports. More roboports means that your bots have the illusion of choice. You can go and recharge wherever they want. Plus it also means that these things are going to be filled out. And it's not going to, like, I'm not going to be the one that has to go ahead and do it. And if for some reason something needs to get deconstructed or whatever, like, we're not going to have a massive backlog in bots just, like, waiting to get recharged. So if you can afford more roboports, you should go for more roboports. But you also have to keep an eye on your power. Because the second you drop down that roboport, like, it immediately sucks up. Like 5 megawatts, I think, is the internal buffer. Yeah, 5 megawatts. So quite a bit of energy right there. Alrighty, so we've calculated that we need 10 of these guys. So, and I need pipes, which I feel like I'm going to have a real hard time supplying. Well, they're on their way. So maybe I don't worry about that, and maybe instead I do... Actually, how much are you going to be producing? You're going to be producing 1 sulfur every second at a crafting speed of 1.5, so that's 1.5 a second, I guess. So a longhand inserter should be more than adequate. So that means that we could just put a pipe straight across. And then we can copy you, expand you by 2 more, have a belt go down the middle, which I think... Okay, wait. So it's 1.5 a second, right? So that's 4.5, so that's 9. So that's 13.5, and 15. So it's 15? Well, I could have just done 10 times 1.5. Why did I do that? It's a more complicated way. So that's actually a yellow belt. Yeah. Do I want to use a yellow belt, or do I want to just go ahead and get a red belt? In the event that for some reason this... Okay, it's a little bit too just. Like, it's too on the nose for me to want to use a yellow belt. So we'll do red. And then what we'll do is we'll copy all of this. We'll flip it around. And we'll try to, like, have it close by. Just like that. Alrighty. And let's put our inserters. Okay. And then we just need to power the entirety of it. And lo and behold, I tell you, the power pole placement's probably going to trigger me again. Are you going to be the worst? Okay, you're not... well... This probably might be one of those situations where, like, a substation is a little bit better. Okay, and then let's just plug it to the rest of the system. There we go. Okay, so I need to make sure that we do have some excess pipes over here. And then you need to be water purification. Right? So how are we going to do this? You're going to come over here is what we're going to do. Because this is not going to be enough water purification to actually run the flotation cells. So we need something to help us with that. Why have my pipes not come? Did I cancel it like an idiot? I totally did. They're coming now? Pretty busy over here. That's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire. As long as nothing's on fire, we're good. See, this would be like one of those instances where having that ghost image thing would have been useful. Okay, so you go there. And the way we're going to deal with this is going to be have tanks. Tanks. But that requires iron. This whole, like, lacking iron thing is getting on my nerves. Oh, okay, we actually have some. Has it buffered up? Is that what that means? Yes, it has. I don't need to share with anyone, so I can hoard as much of those resources as I want. But yeah, this is like bad multiplayer etiquette. You don't grab more than you need. All right, where to go? Oh, I already had 4. Why is it not at the top? Because the damn it, mods messing with the reordering of things. Okay, actually, I want you to be, like, there. Nope, that's too far. I want you to be there. And then I want this pipe to be there, because it needs to plug in with this guy, too. Might want to put a pump there. Just so that there's as little waste as possible. And then we'll have one on top, because that's going to be our... Well, the excess one's over here. Actually, you know what? Let's... why don't we go ahead and request maybe a few of these. There. Okay, you're missing one little doodad there. You're missing some power. Yeah? You don't need anything on that side. Everything's powered. Okay, so how's that whole training situation going? really. Debris. Okay, you're not doing anything because you don't have purified water. No worries, no worries. We'll get you going. I got you, boo. Got some water right here that we're gonna utilize. Which actually might be like a small little problem when I'm placing the second one, because like that's gonna be right in the way. We'll figure something out. Come on. Really need some of that speed upgrade. Just, there's none that I can get, because it requires space science. I rely so heavily on bots, it's so ridiculous. I mean, they tidy everything up. They prevent the spaghetti from being a thing. It is the only weapon we have. Well, it's one of the only weapons we have against the Pastafarians. Okay, so how can we put you in such a compact way? Well, I guess technically you could be like here, right? Haha! It fits. So you make me some of that purified water. And then we just need to power you. Good. And let's get some circuitry going. So and we're going to need a pump out as well. Because otherwise, like, I'm not a fan of everything leveling itself continuously, so I am a fan of having pumps. Because, like, averaging out amongst all the pipes is such a waste. So you need to be... What if we connect you like that? Okay, seems legit. And it goes, and this guy is only going to go when purified water. Ah, it missed. When purified water is below 20,000. So below 80%. So he's active right now. Given that the system isn't primed, that makes sense. Now, let's utilize this delicious amount of water that we have here. So you come down to here. Not sure why I did it that way. Could have just placed it down myself. And there we go. So once these last little pipes are put in, everything should start up. Okay. Everything should start up. Oh wait, no. The ore wasn't even getting there. Oh, all the recipes are missing. All the stack inserters too? It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, we don't need you anymore. We don't need ore crushers anymore. What we could use is gears. So bring me gears. Bring me like 200 gears constantly. Why aren't you going though? Like you. Oh, it's because this guy's backed up, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this, and above it is going to be where we're going to have all our stone processing. So let me Let me see how much space this entire thing is going to take. Because I guess ultimately it's going to be based off of this thing. Because I don't want to be touching the lake. I want to keep it as intact as possible. So this is like the closest it would need to be. Do we want to connect them together, or do we not want to connect them? Let's leave them separate. In the event that for some reason it gets like speeded out of proportion. I mean, like how much are you using, honestly? You're using 150, so 150. So 225. So 225. And then 1, 2, 3. So that's 675. Yeah. So it's half of a pump. So it's more than half of a pump. So actually, it wouldn't be running at full throttle if we connected it to this guy. So let's not do that. And obviously, we could. Can we actually speed up the pumping speed if we use like pumps and stuff? I don't think we can. Like probably maybe with like a bunch of tanks and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. Where's my paste? So there, and then all of this needs to go somewhere. I'm gonna need to turn this around. Wait, why did I rotate it? I could have actually just like plopped that down the way it was. Not sure what that was about. I've been trying some speedrunning as of late, and you know, honestly, the biggest issue that I have with speedrunning is being able to place things in a straight line. No understanding how speedrunners do that. It is astonishing to me. Forget everything being timed and like meticulous blueprints and all that stuff. The ability to place things in a straight line is what impresses me about speedrunning. Alright, I actually ended up having a lot more space than I thought it would. Like a lot more space. I think like around here is going to be furthest I can really justify putting it. Like you want to leave a little bit of space between, because mainly defenses and stuff. And there's no shame in taking more space than less space, but I like having my setups as compact as possible. The reason I have that far is that way at least it connects to the... Oh wait. Could actually be closer. I connected the wrong pipe. What I need to connect is that pipe. Can't really see because it's like a million miles away. Like that. Okay, so it's a little bit closer. Makes me happy. Now what would make me very unhappy is that this is not aligned. It seems to be properly aligned. Alright, everything's good. Everything is good and great. Now, you seem to have a million things that you need to do. Are they all iron oriented? 850 construction bots. What are they constructing? Deconstructing the trees? I didn't put down 850 things, did I? Is that blueprint really that big? No, it's mainly the trees, most likely. Probably just burn them down. Just burn them to the ground. Okay. What's this? Meteorite. So let's ignore this guy. I mean, he's going to do his thing, right? I'm going to plug him in kind of ceremoniously or symbolically. Because I'm not actually going to get him going. I guess we can do this. It's fine. And let's just copy this so I don't waste all my belts on it. Alright, so in theory this should fully build itself out over time. Because everything's being produced in here, right? Are you missing anything? Objects are missing for material for construction. What? Fuel? When did I... Oh. Okay, I can make one of those. Fuel refinery. Was it always flashing? I feel like it wasn't. Is that it? Is there anything else? A lot of medium power poles. I don't think I automated that. No, I don't think I did. Okay, well let's build like some small automation here. And do the same thing. We're going to have it connected via the logistic system. So you, when you are below 50 is good. Okay, that just seems wildly high to me. Alright, that's fine. So you're kind of here, you're like not really harming anyone. That's good. And just to make a point of viability of this base with the big monster mod, we're just going to have 2 of those things. Alright, so I have a bunch of stack inserters. Probably time to go ahead and use them maybe, because those are absolutely not automated in the system. And then we're probably going to have to bring me a little bit more than that. So let's do 200. That, or I could start using blue belts for it. We have blue belts automated, right? Nope, we do not. So I guess we're using red belts. Okay, so This feels like this one belt is nowhere near what it's going to need to be, because this actually produces a full red belt, right? So if you produce a full red belt as well, how do we want to do this for this to be smart? I know what we'll do. We'll say, whatever excess you have at this point is going to go here, and it's going to be made into stone, because we're going to need a lot of stone. Like, I mean, I was jotting down a few calculations prior to stream, and there's no way that we can actually support with the existing amount. What am I, blind? Is stone not here? Is stone not a thing? Refining resources. Alright, how fast do you go? You do 4 every second, but at a crafting speed of 0.7, so 3 every second. so that's 15. Yeah, I feel like we can go with that. That feels like a realistic amount. So, if he's going 3 every second, fast inserters will actually do the trick. So we don't have to bother using anything else. Oh wait, no, you go there. Well, that could have been a dumb mistake. Put 2 spaces, that way power pull things. I really want to transition into these substations. Alright, let's splurge. Let's put 1 down. Okay, no, it doesn't feel justified to me. Not yet. Once the base is like just gorging in resources, I'll be more than happy to do it. Until then, nah, brah. So let's get a few more fast inserters. No way you produce enough to really matter. It's 2, so it's 1.5 a second. So 5 times 1.5 is 7.5, so it's actually a yellow belt. Alright, I'm starting to regret that whole, like, let me take this thing off, because now I'm seeing a lot of situations where I can use it. Okay, and then we're going to have this guy pull out. And he's going to have, like, his own, but you know what, can we please get rid of these, like, gigantic frickin' stones over here? Get out of here, rocks. Right, you jump over here and don't jump that far. Give me a yellow belt. Nope. Come on. Work with me, game. I want to work with you. Ah, fudge. Alright, new plan. Let's relocate that bus so that it is like here, because there's nothing there, so we can actually like probably squeeze in quite a bit there. I don't know how much stone this will actually produce. I mean, I couldn't imagine that it's going to be producing that much, because most of this is going to be used for other stone-related things. Wait, no, you need to prioritize stone over making resources. Yeah. Because, like, what I'm going to end up using all the crushed stone for is going to be the crystallizers, right? So there's no purpose if stone isn't completely backed up. Okay, so here, 1, 2, 3, so like there, and there. Because we're gonna have 4 of these guys. This guy produces 7, so 2 produces a yellow belt. So 1. Okay, so actually 2 red belts is gonna be more than enough. We can add more if we think we need more. All right, how do I want to tie you in? I want to tie you in. How about we use priority splitters as a way to tie you in? So input priority on the right, but push like that. Okay, seems like that should work to me. Should push it down there. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's copy this. Copy actually like all this. Put you there. Let's get rid of this little thing over here. Nope, wrong one. There we go. And then let's just tie these belts together. So you can just skip over real fast. And you can come all the way here until you skip over real fast. Whoa, that was a pretty intense lag spike. Alright. Good, good, good. Ah! What? How? Huh? Oh, shoot. Okay. This is why we're... Stop! Stop, stop, stop. This is why we are doing these tests. To prevent said accidents. So they were still able to put because my... I don't know. My sorter was before the last inserters. So that was not super smart. Sulfuric. So that little fix needs to be carried over to the other ones. So that. Oh, that might be a problem here. Okay, so that's a slight problem, so we shall resolve this by doing that. There we go. Crisis averted. So force on the left, go there. That's fine, that's fine, and that's fine. I'm gonna build this entire thing and realize that like there's some giant mistake with it. Can't actually get the amount of resources we want. I know it. I know it. It's what is referred to as Coyote luck. No, you need to be like a little bit more to the side. Okay. So everything's looking fine there. All right, so let's work on the next step over here for the time being, until we have to jump into start doing the crystallizers and all that stuff. So you're actually producing good stuff. I just never plugged you in. So let's plug you in. So yeah. Oh, still missing a pipe. No. Okay. At some point, they're going to have taken away all the crushed sapphirite. And we'll be left with all this crushed stone that we can go ahead and like pick up. Alrighty then. So, next step is we need to seems slightly off to me. We need to go ahead and create another bus for sulfur. So let's get rid of some of these trees. I'm astonished at like how much of a massive makeover this thing ends up being. I don't know if it's just like I'm crazy slow, but I don't feel like I'm slow. These mega bases just take an eternity. Alright, you go all the way up there. What are we waiting on? So many things. I can help out with some of the... Oh, God, do I not? Really? It must just be outside of the range. Yeah, okay. That would have been very problematic if that was actually a thing. So, all these guys are going to have sorters. Let's go ahead and build like one set of sorters. So I have, in theory... Oh no, a gate. Can we see if there's like a mine? Is there like a mine? Is that a mine right there? I don't see no mine. Oh man, I have like PTSD with that thing. Alright, let's make sure this guy's actually plugged in. It's something I realized is not plugged in. Up until that last one. Good. So, let's see. How much do you actually produce is the real question over here. So you take in 2 and you put out 2 at a speed of 2 seconds. So you should be producing a full red belt on either side. And given that we've calculated that it's 40, so that's 20. So after 10, so right there is where we need to put our split. Prioritize on that side, and there we go. So now the next thing that we're going to have to go ahead and calculate is how much can this thing actually support? And by this thing, I am referring to our sorting machines. You know, what's worrying me a little bit is that the base is buffered up right now on iron, so we really don't need that. We're really screwed on copper right now. And we're not really close to getting copper done. Also, I'm realizing this thing might actually be too big to sneak copper in there. Oh, that's a problem. That's a pretty big problem. I guess we're gonna have to put copper on top, which I guess plugs into like the existing system, so that makes it's probably actually better for us. All right, crisis averted. Now, on to this next step. I want to finish this like this one line at least before I call it an episode. So that way I can lie to myself and tell myself I was productive. Okay. I'm starting to feel like this thing... I mean, how many is it going to take? Let's see. Can't sneak anywhere. See, every single time I start streaming, everyone's just like, let me bug you on Discord. Damn, Build It Out, you've been in like 2 of my episodes. Because your random comments. Alright, so you are producing chunks. Is that right? What's the next step after that? Yeah, it's chunks. So it's chunks. Chunks. Those things. Okay. Alright, and you craft those at a speed of 1.5. And you take them at a speed of 1. Really? Why are these numbers so different? Does this change? I feel like it wasn't like this before. Because now that kind of skews everything a little bit. Because that would mean that it's like a 3-to-2 ratio. What if we speed this guy up a little bit. Like, he'd have to be sped up by 50%. Can we do that? Is that possible? 20%. Okay, yeah, that's totally possible. So there we go. So you're sped up by 60%, which is good. It means that you can take. It's like a 1-to-1 now. Wait, it wasn't 1-to-1 before. Okay, it absolutely was not 1-to-1 before. There was an update as I started the game for Angel Refining. I think they changed their ratios. I'm fairly sure it was 1.5 to 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. I'm strong feeling that I'm not here. Hey, let's just use these guys. So, either way, we were calculating how much this actually takes in. So let me look. So it takes 6 every 1.5 seconds. So that's 4 every second. Times, or divided by 2, so that's, or times 2, sorry, so that's 8 every second. So actually only 3 of these, well, we could round it up to, well, it's 3.5 if you really want to be exact. A little bit actually over that. It's 3 3/3, or 3 3/4. So times 2. So that's 6, that's 7, that's almost 8. Well, yeah, it's almost 8. Might as well just do 8. Let's do 8 just to make sure that everything's kind of like in excess. So copy, well, let's put the, is it going to matter is the question. I think it's going to matter, so we're just going to do this. Just 4, and then you. So I'm almost thinking like I should have put that vertically. Almost. So I'm not going to. Alright, how much do you actually take in? So you take in 6, but you output 2. So that's times 2, so that's 4. 4 every 1.5 seconds. So it's like 3-ish? Oh, is that right? I mean, let's round it up either way, because that one nugget and those 4 pebbles or whatever, comes up to 1 iron. So that's 3 iron, and then times 2, so that's 6 iron. Now 6 iron divided by 1.5 is 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. Okay, so it's producing 4 a second. So 4, 8, 12. 16. Ah, it's like slightly over a yellow belt. This will be our output belt. Output belt, and let's just copy this. No idea why I keep twisting these things around. They don't really need to. They're perfectly fine the way they are. Plus, it doesn't matter in this situation. It's symmetrical. Okay, so let's get rid of, well, I don't know how much I'm going to need, actually. Alright, and halfway through, so right here, we're going to put these guys. Nope, come on. Push onto the right, push onto the left. And this is one of those instances where we're going to need to go ahead and grab some stack inserters, or some stack filter inserters, sorry. And it'd be so swell if I actually get some green chips. You know what, hey, let's do... Let's do this real quick. Nope. That way I don't have to like be worried continuously about the range. All right, you 4, right? It was 4. Yeah, I actually only need the 1 then. So you can just go ahead and be that. And you only have 1 output, so you only need to be this. Okay, and then we can copy this. Flip it around. Oh, oh. There we go. Flip it around one more time. Okay. So, now the problem is none of this is actually powered. So we will use these bridging gaps over here, and then everything should be powered. And let's just connect it to the main power, which is substation. Good. Let's do I already out seriously of medium? Okay. That's unfortunate. Alright, swell. So, these guys need to come through. Which... Wow, that would have actually been cool if we, like, pulled them through here, but it's going to be a little bit tight for me. Alright, don't use that then. See that whole like straight line? I can't do it. Can't do it. I could try so hard. Can't do it. Nope, not gonna happen. Hey, Coyote, can you just make it go in a straight line? Nope. Nope, not gonna happen. Never. I've tried so hard too. Like this. I don't understand why my hand moves like that. I try to straighten my mouse as much as possible, and I don't. There must be something I'm missing. There must be something I'm missing. Like, I've talked to other people about it too. I'm like, do you guys have that problem? And everyone has that problem. Everyone has that problem except speedrunners. It must be like a skill thing. I do not have the skill to go in a straight line. Yeah, now I really want to like go through here because that's going completely around. Doesn't look pretty. Nonetheless, this should be iron. Once this thing builds itself out, are we low on construction bots? No, we're low on logistic bots. Again. Because these things are now crafting. God, the second we use any of this stuff, it's just like, this is not a drill. Everyone to your positions. We need all the resources. All the freaking resources. Fine, use all the resources. Grab them, take them, get them out of my inventory. I don't want them. You want them? I don't want them. I don't want them at all. I'm not even getting any belts over here. And we have like 1,600 in the system. Nope. Go away. Dump all this stuff. It's all I'm going to get out of my inventory. Good. Finally going down. Alright. Put you down, but I don't have any. System's having a really hard time bringing me resources. And dumping my wood. Dump my wood. Ah, we got 3. Ah, didn't get us far enough. Yeah? It's actually gonna start? Oh, wait. You know... Here I am having a good time and everything, and then you gotta slap me with reality. Can't you just be a little bit more loving here? Are you fast enough? Seems like it would probably benefit with... Oh, no, it's holding. Hey, Can I grab 2? Man. Yeah. Really, we're still waiting on these medium power poles? Come on now. It's a dumb reason to be waiting on things. Someone call it a bad reason. I want you to be completed. This episode is like so over time. I'm gonna have to like edit the hell out of it. But hey, we got like a solid-ish line of iron over here. So do we plug it in? Is the next question. And how do we plug it in? Go up. And or go down and then go up. We're gonna have 4 lines anyway, right? Maybe we smelt it here. And don't worry. Whatever. It feels like. I feel like I'm stretching it here with this whole like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna finish this, and then we're gonna jump on to the next step. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to call it. I'm gonna get some road port coverage though, just so that this thing would like build itself over time. So you are gonna be a little bit further down. We'll do the same thing on the other one, just for like symmetry reasons. Also, as it's fairly apparent in like close to the mall, I don't have enough road ports anywhere. So when like the base actually turns on, like they have a really hard time powering up. And can I justify more power though? I already have 111 roboports. Need to add more. All right. I'm not a fan of just adding more roboports for more power, because I mean it's a pretty ridiculous idea. That's like saying like, oh, I don't have enough input, just add more belts. But for the time being, it'll actually be fine. We'll try to deal with the areas that have heavier traffic than the rest, which is everywhere. You seemed like you were having a hard time earlier, so I'm going to add a little bit more here as well. What? Can I build anything? Shallow water. Alright, whatever. And okay. I think that's about it. There's nothing else that... Yeah, anyway. Okay, are you completed? I'm waiting on you, man. We're missing a lot of flotation cells. But we're waiting on iron. Anyway, I think we've built one of them. We still need to build the bypass. We can slowly see the sulfur over here that's starting to back up because there's no way to go. So we need to build that bypass where like sulfur goes into the base for all our heat shielding things. Yeah, I think they're called heat shieldings. And the excess is going to go into our leaching plant setup that we have to go ahead and make. And we're going to make, I guess we can make it like north-ish. Because I want to tie in the copper sulfur to the iron sulfur. I think we're going to need a lot more iron than we need copper. Because I mean, everything requires heat shielding later on, which requires steel. So a lot more of that. But right now, everything's buffered up. So I'm kind of just like talking in vain, I guess. Anyway, consider joining this Coyote Counter by hitting that sub button down below. Hit it a like. I mean, come on, man. Full hour here that I spent to entertain you. I feel like I deserve it. Or otherwise, hit a dislike, but tell me why. Tell me in the comments. That always helps me to get better, and I do enjoy improving myself and improving the gameplay for you guys. Anyway, on that note, thanks so much for joining me for this adventure, and I'll see you for the next one.